Hi, welcome to one and all. Today we are going to discuss about Azure SQL Database Managed Instance. What is a managed instance and what are all the advantages and benefits? How is it going to help industry in reducing their time, cost, effort, and other things? Okay, these are all the things that we are going to discuss in today's discussion. Let me take you to my slides one by one. First, I would like to start with the statement Azure SQL Database is the best and most economical cloud destination for the SQL Server apps. Why? Because of the built-in intelligence it carries and the kind of breakthrough productivity and performance needs it addresses, kind of seamless integration and the compatibility for older versions of SQL Server. And in case of cost, yes, it offers you the lowest total cost of ownership. And at one point of time, Microsoft is claiming that you can realize up to a 400% return on investment over on-premises and other hosted solutions for the SQL Server. You would be able to get the best of data in the cloud with Azure SQL Database with an increased productivity, faster time to market, and with reduced rate of risks. Why? We will be seeing one by one. Needless to say, the moment I say cloud, you would be able to think on the operational expenditure model instead of capital expenditure model, which makes you pocket friendly, which makes you feel lighter in weight on your wallet, and then it's a pocket friendly option for you. So that exists with this. That is one option, one advantage. The other one is the environment utilization would be at a much higher rate because the environment provision is going to be like what exactly it needs to be. There is no over provisioning and there is no under provisioning of SQL Server resources. The cost optimization in terms of the DBS, you would be taking off that load from them, and then the kind of patching and support footprint that you are going to reduce would help you in saving a lot. That is another dimension to look at it. And on the technical advantages, if you see zero data loss and minimal downtime during migration with DMS, we will discuss about the DMS in detail in some time. The strong compatibility with earlier versions of SQL Server, as we said that the compatibility is going to help you a lot with the SQL MI. In a nutshell, if I'll have to ask you a single question, I would be asking you something like this. Would you like to get a PaaS model benefit without paying a high migration cost? If your answer is yes for that, then the SQL Server managed instance in Azure is the best option for you. Managed instance, in fact, brings PaaS closer to you. Okay, so that's almost like a IaaS mode, but it's in PaaS mode. So almost 95% of IaaS features you would be able to have. So we'll discuss in detail one by one. Sorry for it. So again, I'm trying to say that I'm introducing you to Azure SQL Database Managed Instance. This is not a new product. It's there in the market for some time. Earlier, it was in preview, and then they have made it generally available, and it's there in the market since some time. For us, it might be a new topic now. Whoever are new to this, so I'm introducing you to the Azure SQL Database Managed Instance. It's the best option for modernization at scale with lowest cost and effort possible for you in the IT infra model. Okay. In the PaaS model, so let me give you, so in case any one of you do not know what is PaaS, I'm talking about platform as a service. So the DB as a service falls under the category of platform as a service, and Microsoft Azure is offering you the SQL Server in the PaaS mode also. Under the PaaS mode, you have these three options, whether you choose to have single DB or multiple DB or managed instance. When do you opt for a single DB? When your loads are very predictable and stable, you would be choosing the single DB option. And if you would like to work with greater efficiency on a multi-tenancy model with an unpredictable model wherein you would like to scale up here and there whenever there is a need, then the elastic pool would be an option. In a scenario where you would feel that you require a control like IaaS, and then many of the things to be taken care as it happens in PaaS by the cloud vendor, then the managed instance would be the best option for you. Okay, so let's move ahead. So what is the SQL DB MI? The SQL MI, in short, it is referred as in the industry. It's a flavor of SQL DB designed to enable easy migration to fully managed PaaS for almost any of the applications that you have, the application workloads. So let me highlight few of the advantages on uh, while we are trying to understand what is SQL DB MI. It's a full-fledged SQL instance. Okay, so that is almost equivalent of your 100% compatibility with on-premise, and then almost equivalent of an IaaS model. Fully managed PaaS, and you would get an isolated environment, so you can have native virtual network implementation, and the connection is not in a regular endpoint mode. It is a private IP address that with which you would be accessing, making it more secure and reliable and robust for your business needs. And it's altogether it's a kind of new business model in case if you're opting the database as a service. Okay, so let's move ahead with some other details. What are all the things the SQL Server managed instance is offering you? So that one might clear you most of the things. Hardware purchasing and management, it's built in because you are taking it in PaaS mode. You are not going to be worried about what hardware, what should be the configuration, all this. You are not worried. It's taken care by the cloud vendor. Here it is about Azure. So that's by Microsoft. Protect data with backups, with appropriate health checks, and then the retention policies. So that's also built in. You need not worry. High availability implementation. This is what generally all the people HADR, BCDR, you might be hearing it, right? So anytime if it is a DB, obviously all the DBAs would be knowing it and might have implemented in their on-premise, which is a time-taking, effort-taking, and a cost-involved activity. High availability implementation is built in. You need not worry. With a 99.99% SLA, right? And there is an auto failover failback. You'll have to plan something, but anyway auto failover is there is because it's all infra is managed by Microsoft is taking care of it. Don't worry about that. Okay, the disaster recovery implementation for a geo redundancy and geo replication is a built-in option. You need not worry. And to see that if everything is there in tandem with the compliance standards that your business has to abide by, that's also there. And if you would like to secure your data from malicious users and mistakes, kind of Azure Advanced Threat Protection, Azure Information Protection policies or the services are available for you. So that's also a built-in, easy to use features for you that you can go ahead and configure and then put it what you require in place to make it more secure and reliable. You can do that. And rollout updates and then the upgrades. When it is under PaaS, obviously we are only worried about the application and the data, but rest of the things are completely borne by the cloud vendor. Here it is Azure. That means Microsoft is taking care of everything on the updates and then the upgrades that it's required for the SQL DB, right? And for you to have a complete 360-degree monitoring facility and then troubleshoot and manage at a scale, a lot of easy to use features are there which are built in. You just go ahead and then tweak it here and there, fine tune here it and there, optimize here it and there. It's there for you. That's it. Tune and maintain for a predictable performance troubleshooting tasks, and then the risks and the time and then the cost involved and associated with that all are going to get nullified just like that. So that means it's a silent addition for in the form of a revenue for your business. because we are one way of reducing the cost is also one way of addition of the revenue, right? Okay. So with managed instance, what next? What next? We got to know what is a SQL MI and what are all the advantages and benefits. Now what next? It's simply that you try to make the migration right now. How do you do that? You take the help of DMS, the Data Migration Assistant. It is available in two tiers. One is the standard tier, the other one is premium tier. Standard tier is free of cost and the premium tier comes with a cost. The difference: one helps you for an offline migration, one helps you for a live sync and real-time migration. Okay, and there is an automated assessment within that appliance which would help you to identify the databases which are safe to move without any changes, or if anything is required, that would suggest you and recommend you, and you can plan accordingly. Okay, so in the interest of time, quickly moving ahead, it is like the easiest migration possible for you, nearly 100% like the SQL Server. SQL Pass available for you almost in a SQL Server mode, whether it's the SQL audit feature that you are talking about, row level security, always encrypted, and query store. Query store helps you to identify which queries are taking more time and then work on. So too many are there. So in the interest of time, I'm wrapping up the session in a faster way that is makes more meaningful attempt in knowing this Azure SQL MI. How do you do that? The migration, it's very simple. Backup and then put it in a restore mode. That's it. So it has got a backup and restore, all the fully native mode you can plan. Take the backup and restore the DB into managed instance. That easy it is. Okay. And DMS, as we discussed, it is available for you to have a minimal downtime implemented, and homogeneous and heterogeneous source target pairs you can manage, and the compatibility for SQL 2005 plus onwards, it's there for SQL MI. Okay, so this is on the SQL MI architecture. You can have the virtual network to virtual network peering, and then network isolation is available, and you would be maintaining through a private IP and VPN and the express route, whichever the option that you use it as a gateway to get connected from your on-premise environment, makes you more robust, secure, and reliable. And Microsoft is there to take it care of always on and then make it work for you in a reliable mode. Okay, and quickly moving ahead. All these are we have discussed. For an authentication, yes, we have an integrated service that is Azure Active Directory. You can uh, make it available for you, and lot of policy-based management things are taken care. Majority of the common DBA tasks are performed by Microsoft. You need not worry. So in the new business model of managed instance, you have the options to go with the service tiers either in the general purpose tier or in the business critical tier. Business critical tier has got the very high SLA and then the storage options for you. Okay. And what else? In case if you have the Azure hybrid benefit with you, you can take the advantage of existing Azure license, sorry, SQL Server licenses on-premise which you are carrying with Software Assurance Active, that can be taken to Azure to gain a cost benefit. Okay. So we will try to meet in the next video. In case if you are not aware of my Azure hybrid benefit, there is another video that I have put some time back. You can go through and understand and take advantage of that. Okay, so till then, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned. I'm going to come up with a few of the training videos for Azure fundamentals in a series of videos that you can learn and then get certified on your own. That's a free of cost learning for you. It would be from me. Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot for all your time and patience. Good day. Bye bye.